kids have just gone to sleep and I'm super, super tired, but I've been dying to do a video. And I've tried to do one a few times today, but it's just not come out in the way that I wanted it to. And I just wanted to talk about how I interpret my own awakening and what I find from looking around at other people. And again, it's all about this belief system thing that I notice all the time, like synchronicities and poignant moments of significance to yourself. I notice that Christians or people that are held into a religion quite often contribute to fear with beliefs which contradict the scripture, I think. You know, this rapture business, and people thinking that there's a date on something. I've spoken about this before, and or modern spiritual thinkers or new agers or whatever, and how lots of people are talking about the event, and these come with dates and times or speculation, which when you're waiting for something, you're not being in the moment. And I can't deny the fact that when I started to awaken, because I've mentioned it before anyway, I thought the world was going to end. Nothing to do with Nibiru or the Rapture or Planet X or the event or anything. It was just an internal feeling I had. But after weeks and months of self-reflection and pondering and continue to grow on this journey, I feel like it's all within. Like, we know it's all within. The universe is within us, and we are individually dreaming this dream and living this reality, and along with everybody else's conscious streams, the whole lot is created. And I just find it very interesting, because it's like whatever you're thinking about is what your messages will be with the synchronicities. If you're thinking about a certain person, you might get a synchronicity with them. If you're thinking about the world ending, you're going to see signs pointing to the world ending. If you think you're going to get rescued by something, you know, the signs will show you that. If you think you're getting gang stalked or targeted, you see more of the planes, or, you know. And I've noticed that it really does sort of come with a mindset, or it does to me anyway, and I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it, because I feel like I'm not speaking for anybody else but myself here, but I feel like it's this misunderstanding of an ego death, a death of self, a death of old way of being, and an awareness of a new way of being, which is connecting to God, which is love. And once you've connected to that, everything, you can't stay in there, because we're alive on this 3D planet. And so we have our ups and downs, and we're completely in between realms, dimensions, parallel universes, altered states and realities, whatever it is. It all comes down again to the English bloody language, and just the limited, the limitations that are put on us with words. We're all experiencing an awakening, a death of old and a rebirth of new. And I think it takes years, months. I'm not expecting myself to wake up tomorrow and be ascended to new earth or to be raptured or anything like that. I think that what I experience for the rest of my life will depend on my mindset at the time, each and every moment, which is, it's the tough thing, but also it's the beautiful thing, because if you can practice that, and to just to be in the moment and to try and love as much as you can with your heart and not beat yourself up when you do bad things, you know, because these fears, again, they come with it, they come with it all. It's like, you know, I was thinking about, imagine the most Christian of I don't know, an old lady, Ada, and she spent 90 years just giving herself to humanity and loving with all her heart, but she came home every night and, I don't know, she smoked 20 cigarettes and she frigged herself off to some porn. That's gross, isn't it? But I don't think that God would say, listen, Ada, fuck all that goodness you've done, you've sinned here. But you know, you these things pull you down into a lower vibration, which I think is what they're all designed to do, or in my eyes they are. Oh, I don't know, I've seen a lot of tenuous links to things which pull you into a fear mindset. Tenuous links, really tenuous. Like, it's like my synchronicities, like I said the other day, come in words or numbers. I don't really understand the numbers, but the words I do. But you know, if I was waiting to be raptured, maybe I'd see certain words. Like, you can find anything in anything, can't you? And we live in such a busy, awfully technological, advanced state of interplay these days, and the internet, like I've said before, is both a blessing and a curse. But because you'll get the good stuff and you'll get the good people will merge ideas together, but so will the bad, and then the good become aware of the bad and the bad become aware of the good, and it's this amalgamation of everything. And I think I agree with a few of my people that I listen to, that we are here. I feel I'm here, and I do feel it's to do with the blood, to bring this understanding of higher states of consciousness down to the 3D world, and to try and help others ascend. And by that, I don't mean going up into heaven. I mean ascend your soul, fix your soul, ascend your spirit, and start living with love and powering up your heart battery. I just think that a lot of people are getting, and I've done it, I'm not denying it, but really not for long. And I think that's just instincts, and I listen to things and I feel like I've got a good bullshit detector, like you all will, and I listen to things sometimes and I just think, fucking hell, like, seriously, that's what you think, or that's what you've taken from that, or, and really, where does it bring you? Where does it get you? It just gets you into a worse state of mind, which then can create all sorts of shit, as we all know. I think, you know, the state of mind affects the rest of the body. I'm holding this, like, look at my nails. Yeah, and I hear so much paranoia, and it's not because I'm ignorant, because I'd really like to know what this info does for the good. But you know, when you hear people talking about, you know, like I've watched a few gematria, whatever, videos and things like that, and if they come with a positive message, I like it. So I guess I'm taking some and disregarding the other, but that's good for me, because I don't want to spiral down. I think we're just some big sort of spiral of energy, and the idea is to keep going up, not to go down, and fear brings you down. And you know, you hear things about, I mean, some people, and I do know, it's like when I said on my other video the other day, it's like being alive in the sea of the dead. And I don't mean it in a derogatory manner, because it's like, I feel like these dead soulless people, they are just so plugged in to the 3D reality because of trauma, I feel. And I can say it over and over again till I'm blue in the face, but this is what I feel. Trauma, and they've not experienced love. So they just carry around this darkness with them, and they try and because I think we are in a spiritual world, a world full of energy. It's like they say, you know, about the DNA, and about 10% is useful and 90% is junk DNA, and it's like, I thought I heard my little girl then. Just a second. Stop it. I'm going to leave it as well. I don't know how to baby monitor. I don't know how to stop and fuck about with clips sometimes. I don't know what I was saying. What was I saying? Bloody tired. I think I was on about spiritual world. Yeah, I definitely think it's a spiritual world that we live in, and I feel like with regards to the DNA and the bollocks we're told about that, it's the same here. It's like what we can see is the 10% that's useful, so they say, and the rest of it, the energy and all the unseen, is 90%. You know, the rest of it, the most of it. And I think I wish I lived in a different era, and I've always felt like that. I don't really mingle well with technologies. I don't like them. I see the uses, but electronics, all that, I just don't like any of it. I wish we were back and we had a chance to change things. But, God, yeah, what am I trying to say? Yeah, I think because of collective awakenings, whether it's, because I still feel like I awoke for a reason. I think it's to do with my blood. But I was so, my heart was so, my soul was so broken, my heart was so unused at that point. It was like I had to do something. I had to change my everything, and subconsciously I think that's what starts an individual's awakening. And mental illnesses, bipolar, schizophrenia, all this, in my eyes it's a transient line and quite often relating to an awakening. I know I saw some things about a spiritual emergency when I first started waking up, because I thought, shit, you know, what's this ordinarily. But yeah, I just feel like it's some sort of, it's the balancing of the energies within yourself, opening the third eye, opening your heart chakra. And again, I don't do yoga, I don't look into these things, I don't read on these topics, but I feel the centres, the energy centres in my body. And I always have done, I just didn't know what it was. You know, I always had a blockage around my throat, which has cleared since I've started doing these videos and speaking my mind and just letting go of all the self-consciousness and the doubt of self and whatever. That's cleared up. I feel my heart is powering up, and that's always been so broken, but it's because I'm learning to love myself. And I just don't see what good these ideas do, it's like when I think I mean, I can't deny that certain things really do feel true to me still, like something's on the horizon, I feel like that. But I think that you get the messages for yourself. It's like, I don't think that my visions and my dreams apply to the collective, you know. I think it's quite self-important to think that, same as the synchronicities, you know. They're for you. Because I find everyone else's tenuous and boring as fuck. I don't read everyone else's shit and say, I saw 115144, 2 timestamp this, that and the other, and I looked at this and then I looked up and I saw that and that means that, which means it applies to all. Because I think that there's multiple, this is just my opinion, you know, I'm not trying to be right either, I'm just getting my things out there so my throat don't block up again. But I just think it's like a death of self, complete ego death and transfiguration that's personal. And so whatever you're consuming, again, it goes back to this shit I was talking about at the start. What you're consuming becomes you, and I think we've all just got to wind back a bit and take the organic thoughts, visions, dreams and apply them to yourself. It's like that's what I do, and I think that's what people do before they get caught up into belief systems. Like, I always used to think that your dreams were a way of mending your mind from the day. Now I think it's potentially, you know, a different timeline or a different reality. They've got too wild for it not to be, but maybe that's because my day-to-day mindset is different. My eyes are open to a different way of living. But I just find it all fascinating, the dark things that people focus on, you know, numbers or initials, and you can find them anywhere on anything. And what does it mean? What's it helping you with? I mean, it's nice to be aware of certain things, but it's just not helping. I think that anyone that's speaking online has got, they haven't got a duty to do anything, they can do what they want, but I just think it's like, it's quite, I mean, even for me, I think I've got like 60 people who listen to my stuff, and they probably don't listen to it regularly. But I don't want to be saying, oh, in my dream last night this happened, so I think this is going to happen for all. It's like, you have to bloody interpret it. That's why there's been dream interpreters for years. That's why you're supposed to write it down and try and relate it to you. It's like we're our own best psychologists, psychiatrists, and, you know, we're just sorting ourselves out. I think the ascension is within. The rapture is within. Like, I've heard people talking about raising the serpent within and the Kundalini awakening and all this, and yeah, I think it is probably that. Like, my third eye definitely opened, reopened when I awakened. But did that mean that I was all of a sudden, you know, in some blissful 5D experience? No, it just meant that I could connect to this higher frequency, which felt way better than this denser frequency that we're in. Usually, I just don't know what good any of these things do. Talk of anything negative, and everybody's got so many different. And then sometimes I listen or I read things and I think I couldn't have a father, further different. Oh, my words aren't making sense. I'm knackered. I couldn't have a more different opinion or feeling on it if I tried. But it doesn't mean that I'm right and they're wrong. It's just in my head, I'm interpreting things in my way and they should in their way, in a personal way. I think there's definitely atmospherically things going on which must be affecting everybody. The changes in the sky, which I can see with my eyes, so I know they're true, even if people don't like to talk about it or see it or look up. There must be merit in planetary transits and things like that. I don't really buy into outer space or any of this crap, but the things in the sky that move around us are different, and so energetically they're affecting us all. And I can ponder theories to do with that, or I can just get on with it. Some days I feel shit, some days I feel really good, and I like to document my stuff, but I just, I don't know, I just feel like these personal visions, insights or feelings that we get, they could just apply to us and our personal spiritual journey, and just the messages for us to help us push forward. You hear so much paranoia sometimes, like people wearing this, or I don't know. And if you're in that frame of mind, you are going to see it everywhere, and where's that going to leave you? If you're feeling beautiful and you're connected to God, it's important to let that shine from you, so other people can catch the magnetic energy, the love, and I don't know, the lessons for us. But yeah, there's definitely something in. I listened to Christina's latest video, Holographic Multiverse, and she's explaining from her perspective about AI, and because there's obviously a load of hoo-ha about all this at the minute. And I tried to listen to Elon Musk's conversation with Joe Rogan the other day. I didn't have time, and I've still not listened to it. I've listened to maybe 10 minutes of it, and he seems like a dead one to me, soulless. Obviously he's very plugged into 3Dness and materialism, and quite often that's enough. So I didn't really listen to any more than that, but everybody's got an agenda. Who's collaborating together? I don't know what we can do about it individually. All I know is that if we can make our hearts and souls better, and we can pass that on to our kids and our friends and our family, and if we can love unconditionally and keep out of the fear, then I think that's probably the best thing that we can do for now, because the world is dark, but we've created it that way. You're always going to get damaged people that create bad places, and I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Maybe there's some merit in the Mayan calendar or cyclical changes or whatever, but to focus on things which CERN, HARP, Nibiru, chemtrails, whatever, it's all just a bit like, whoa, it's like that's another distraction to get you off track. It's all a bloody distraction, innit? Anyway, I don't know, just my two pennyworth. I think, yeah, we're all here to... What I was going to say about the AI, and from what I can see, is that these soulless people, or these people with less love, it's like they come for you and they try and suck the life out of you. I like the energetic vampire term, you know, without getting too scared about it, all the dark entities and all this. I think the 90% that we can't see is energy, is spiritual, it's a spiritual realm, good and bad, and who fucking knows what, because, you know, we can't see it, and when we do get glimpses, they're very personal things, not everybody sees the same things, and who will ever know, who can speculate until the day when we can come back from death and remember what happened, or I don't know, I don't care, but if we live the best way we can, so follow Jesus' example, follow whoever you bloody want to, or follow fucking nobody, follow yourself, because you know what's right, you know what you're doing wrong, you know what feels good, what doesn't feel good. Don't beat yourself up. There's quite a few things on this planet which some days I just hate the whole fucking place, but you know, I can always find beauty in it, always, and even if I'm feeling absolutely dog shit, I can find, maybe that's because I've got kids and they're incredible and they've taught me how to love, but yeah, it's just in my opinion, it's like a few, you know, a few people struggling with an ongoing awakening and looking for a route out, and it's just a bit like, fucking hell, come on. Lead from the front. 5% battery left. Yeah, but yeah, I understand the sucking of energy. I feel it from people. I feel it when there's nobody around, spiritual oppression or demonic oppression, you know, churchy people say, but you know, certain things like symbolism and stuff like that, you can't deny, but again, it's like duality, isn't it? Good and bad. It's like I looked into this because when I started awakening, I was seeing eyes everywhere, and I was getting a bit freaked out because the only thing I associated it with at that time was the Illuminati, and I was like, shit, what does that mean? And I'd drawn a painting of one of my eyes, and I was like, oh my god, what does all this mean, these eyes? And I could see these like birds with eyes all around their heads and stuff. But you know, I just for the first time had a little look today online, and it's everywhere, you know, eyes are everywhere. Before these theories came about, and before information or disinformation or whatever, you know, back in the day we drew stars and eyes and swirls and circles and triangles and squares, and that's what happened before everything got more grand and intricate. And that's all anything is, in my opinion. It's all back up there, it's all beautiful colours, light, sound, and yeah, geometry, because I've seen it, which, you know, is potentially just coded information. Well, that's what our little minds do, or translate it to anyway. But yeah, no, there's going to be a number for everything. There's going to be a good or a bad in anything. I could count the number of tiles here and go, oh shit, you know, 33 tiles, does that mean that someone's put a hidden camera in my house? Or I could go, it's like I looked at the meaning of 33 as well earlier, and you know, aside from the Masonic connection, a lot of Christian people thought, you know, it referred to the Trinity, and you know, good connotations as well, good and bad and everything. So I don't know what help this does sometimes, focusing on the bad things and the twisted things and the dark things. But it's been on my mind today, and I don't know, I just think that all these crazy theories about what's going on, for a start, no one knows a date for anything, nobody knows what's going on, so the only thing we can do instead of waiting for our deaths or waiting to be rescued or waiting for an event to switch us realities is to, you know, help this energy rise within yourself, heal your heart, and start experiencing things in 5D. connecting to Source more and God and, I don't know, Ascended Masters, be that bloody Jesus or whoever. But it's all very exciting, and I love listening to different people, and like I said, I'm non-judgmental. It's just I can't believe the amount of sway that certain things have on the masses. I can't, because it's like, but sometimes it's the blind leading the blind, and I think we've all just got to take a step back and breathe, and I don't know, just focus on our own intense, beautiful ups and downs. We're healing ourselves so we can heal the planet, and we have little blockages, and we have little bits of karma to get rid of, and we have habits and traits and darkness in us that we need to release, let go of, and and when you acknowledge it and you really look into it, it's not really scary. You've probably been to the pits already. I know I have. And so, I don't know, that's it. I'm going to go now. Happy Saturday. I've got a little bit of time in the morning, so I might do a perkier video, but I'm so tired. And that's when you start thinking, is somebody, is there an agenda out after me, little old me? And it's like, you're doing it to yourself. You're creating your own everything. And so we can only blame ourselves, and we can only use ourselves to get out of it. Information collaboration is great, and support and love. Fear propelling, and low vibrational mindsets get us down this wheel instead of up this wheel. Another little thing, my hamster died the other day. I had a little funeral. Actually, I'll just show you the grave. We buried her in the garden. I was asking everybody, what do I tell the kids? Because it's the first death in the family. And then I thought, I'll tell them the truth. And I tell them that Pinky's in hamster heaven having a whirl. Look, little gravestone, R.I.P. Pinky. And, I explained a lot to the kids, and my little girl didn't really get it, but my boy's very interested in death. And so, it was fine. It was fine. I'm glad I didn't lie and get a replacement or do any of that dog shit fakery that a lot of people do. But what I did think, and I'm going to have to put it out there just in case, because it passed through my mind, so I need to say it out. Well, I'd painted the wall, hadn't I? And I left a pot with paintbrushes and terps next to a cage, and I thought, shit, I hope I didn't accidentally murder her with the terps, the smelling of the terps. I don't know. She was nearly 3, so I think she had a good innings. And if I did, I'm sorry, Pinky, I never meant to. Right, I'm going to stop it now. See, I'm going to stop it, but it's 33 minutes. Does that mean I'm a Mason? Never mind. Right, bye everybody. Happy Sunday, Saturday.